Agents of Fandom.
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 What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Agents of Fandom podcast. I'm your host for the day, Garrett, because as we were yesterday, we are missing TJ. He is still in Chicago. He did us very, very, very proud last night, though, and we miss you, buddy. Though he did get to see an agent today. He did get to meet Carlos. So congrats to you guys for meeting. We'll have to hear more about that later. But enough about that. We've got a crazy, stupid, exciting episode today. We're going to be emergency covering everything that dropped at D23. And to do that, I've brought my trusty little protege, Jaiden. Jaiden, how are you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing good. I'm super pumped. That whole panel was just nuts. I had a really good time. Layla and CJ manned the Twitter like bosses today, so very proud of them. And yeah, let's get into it.
Yeah, I want to touch on that real quick. I am super proud of them for doing that, because not only did they do an amazing job, but it allowed me to divert my focus, my attention a little bit to the Alabama game this morning, which was an absolute nail biter. So I was just stressed, checking my phone every second for updates, but also like watching that train wreck of a game on TV. So Jaiden has everything that happened today in his notes, and he's going to be leading the charge on that because, like I said, I was diverted. But to start, they had like an hour panel on Lucasfilm and dropped a bunch of awesome Star Wars stuff, starting with Andor, which is coming out in 1 week and a half, something like that. Yeah, and they're dropping a 3-week premiere, 3-episode premiere on night one, and we got our final trailer for that. And I've said this before, I wasn't super high on Andor when it first was announced. I love Rogue One. It's one of my favorite Star Wars projects of all time. I know it's kind of one of those ones where you either love it or you hate it, but I love it. However, Andor is not my favorite part of that movie. In fact, he's probably my least favorite part of that movie. So when they announced a series on him, I was not that stoked. But every trailer just gets me more and more excited, and this one did the same. What are your thoughts on it, buddy?
No, I agree. Especially with the idea that the season 2 is already going to begin filming soon, which is nuts considering, we didn't even get to season 1 yet. But even still, like they made it seem like it's just a 12-episode film, which, I love that. And I'm all for it.
Yeah, and the quality on it looks amazing.
Oh my God, yeah, it's beautiful.
They have the trend of like filming on those little like dome stages or whatever, and doing like a lot of CGI and After Effects and whatnot. And it works really well a lot of the time for what they do, but it's not without its flaws. But Andor, which is, I believe, a considerably less budget than those shows, just looks incredible. I'm so excited to dive into the Rebellion more. And I actually, I don't know, maybe care about Andor a little bit now. It's weird to say. It's like kind of weird to say that after like having this, like, I don't know,
it's like
inner like resentment.
All right, Andor. It's like,
Andor. I'm willing to open my heart and like give it a chance and like give it a fair chance and like let it in. And so that's exciting. I think that's good for them. Good for them. And then also after Andor, I believe they announced that Bad Batch season 2 was releasing in January 14th, I believe.
4th or 14th?
4th. I think it's the 14th. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I saw 4th. I saw 14th, and I saw 16th, and I think the 4th was a mistake because it was supposed to be 14th.
Okay.
And I think the 16th was a mistake because it was supposed to be 14th. But I think it's the 14th.
Either way, January.
And super exciting there. I was a fan of Bad Batch season 1. I know some people weren't. Some people were. TJ and I both liked it. What were your thoughts on the first season of Bad Batch, Jaiden?
I really enjoyed it. I do see where the people that, it's just a bunch of filler episodes. I see where they're coming from, but I also just see it as a show that I have fun watching. And that's what I see a lot of this stuff that's coming out. Like, I just have fun watching it. If it connects, if it does this big grand gesture, then obviously I'm going to love it even more. But if it's fun, enjoyable, that's really what matters to me.
You know what else looks pretty damn fun?
What?
Is Tales of the
Oh
Jedi.
my dude.
Tales of the Jedi coming in October,
Mhm.
which is way sooner than I
Yeah.
thought. Last we heard was at Star Wars Celebration, and they had shown some footage from that just exclusively to the audience there. And we got, some recounts, obviously, of it. But now we got to see that footage. I'm not sure if it was the exact footage or if it was like in a different order or some different shots or whatever,
Mhm.
but it's generally the same stuff. And it looks so exciting. We see a baby Ahsoka. We see Ahsoka's mom. We see Anakin and Ahsoka training together with Rex. Oh boy, that's if you know me, that's my heartstrings getting pulled right there. Nina and I were like, "Oh, take us back!" Like we were just devastated. But then beyond that, you get Count Dooku, a young Count Dooku, a Jedi Count Dooku.
Mhm.
You get Yaddle. You get a young Qui-Gon. There is just so much to look forward to in these 6 shorts. I
Yeah.
don't know what else to say. What do you think? What do you think,
No,
Jake?
dude, when I first found out that it was like gonna focus somewhat on Dooku's past and his upbringing as a Jedi and his turning to the dark side, that was I mean, obviously I love Ahsoka. I would love a backstory for her, but Count Dooku was one of those characters that I really like. One of the dark side Force users that I fell in love with the most, besides like Darth Maul, obviously, but whatever. I'm excited to see what his story looks like, especially as a Jedi. So that's cool.
Yeah, it's interesting because he's a dark side user that like is not necessarily as evil as the other
Right.
ones,
Yeah.
and I think does really like kind of want what's best for like the Republic, and just goes down a wrong path. But he is the master to Qui-Gon Jinn, who is kind of a light inside the Jedi Order in his own way.
Mm-hmm.
They don't necessarily appreciate him for it, but he pushes his own path. And as a lot of people say, had he not died in the Phantom Menace, it's very possible that we never get a Darth Vader in the Star Wars universe. So
Mm-hmm.
it'll be very interesting to see the influence that Dooku has on Qui-Gon to make him that way.
Right.
And especially since we just got Liam Neeson back in Obi-Wan,
Mm-hmm.
it just makes that all the
Yeah.
more exciting.
Full circle.
I don't know if I've been that excited watching a Star Wars trailer in like a long time. That seriously was the icing on the cake today for me in the Star Wars panel. Like that was my favorite thing. And I know there was like so much to be excited about that we're going to continue to get to, like the Mandalorian season 3. We got some Ahsoka stuff, the Skeleton Crew. But for me, that's my favorite bit of Star Wars news. But what's next? What's next after that?
So we did also, this isn't necessarily Star Wars, but a lot of people have been really digging this whole Willow thing that's coming out. Really beautiful visuals. We got some posters for that out now, and it just looks like absolutely amazing. And we also got a trailer, a first look trailer at that, which again looks absolutely amazing. I'm excited for this. I know a lot of people are very excited for this. So, I mean, I don't know if you have any thoughts on this, but yeah, it looks really good.
I didn't watch that trailer because I was crying when I was watching the Alabama game. But I saw that Christian Slater starring. I have heard beautiful things about the visuals. I know a lot of people are stoked about it. I don't think we're going to cover it too much, but it did look beautiful. And I did hear that after that we got, well, not we, but fans at D23, press at D23 got footage shown of an Indiana Jones trailer.
Yes.
And I heard that Harrison Ford cried.
Yes.
It was a lot of big stuff. And then that, if I remember correctly, that led like kind of directly into the Marvel panel, right? Because Kevin Feige then came out and was like, hard to follow that trailer.
Yep. I believe it because he was like, "Oh, dude," he was like shocked. He was, yeah. I remember seeing that. Yep.
Yeah, and then he proceeded to talk for an hour and a half about, what an amazing presenter
Yeah,
that guy is. But we'll get to that later. There's still a lot of Star Wars news to cover. And what would be next? Is it Mandalorian that's next, or is it
I believe
Ahsoka
it
that's
was
next?
Ahsoka. Yeah, so because they
Ahsoka,
saved Mando for towards the end.
of course, of course. So fill the fans in. What did we get on Ahsoka?
So for Ahsoka, we didn't get any trailer or nothing like that. We got a lot more so insight from the directors, like from Jon Favreau especially, saying that he's always wanted to bring Ahsoka in since the Clone Wars times. So for him was really just like a full circle moment, especially because the trial run was obviously Mando, and just because of the fan reactions to that, he was like, all right, we got to really pump this out. But we did also get a lot of posters and concept art.
First looks.
Concept art stuff, but it was really cool.
Yeah. Okay. I saw one of Sabine
Yep.
staring at the mural from the end of Rebels.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that this is, and I believe the day before, was it yesterday, that we got the official casting news of Ezra?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, and that actor looks like
spitting.
They
Serious.
drew the animation from his face. Like, it's crazy. I am so excited about that.
Definitely.
This show has long been, my most anticipated Star Wars show. I think I said yesterday on our episode that it was The Acolyte. I'm going to walk that back a little bit. Acolyte is second. I am very excited for Acolyte, but Ahsoka is one of my favorite Star Wars characters of all time. So it's gotta be Ahsoka. And then TJ and I share a love of Rebels that it is both of our favorite Star Wars content, of any content out of any of the movies, any of the shows. Yeah. Rebels is our favorite. Yeah. So to get the continuation of that story in live action is just a very, very special treat. I think there's a lot of very special people attached to the project. I know that Favreau said that it was Filoni's magnum opus, mm-hmm. which is a big deal, because Filoni has done incredible things for Star Wars. It's hard to understate what he's done for the franchise as the disciple of George Lucas. And for this to be like the crown jewel of all of that is I think we're going to see a lot of love in this project, and it's going to blow people away. I hope. I have high expectations, but I don't know. What are your thoughts? Where does it rank among the shows for you?
So, I mean, I don't think anything's going to top Mando for me, just because, Pedro, of course, shout out Layla. But I think it would be in the top 3 for me after Andor, actually. Once I saw the trailers for Andor, I just loved it, like the politics of it all, and just the story. It looks like it's going to really do great things for the future of not the MCU, the Star Wars universe, and the Rebels, and specifically. So
we're going Mando season 3, Andor, mm-hmm. and then Ahsoka.
Yes. Yep.
Wow. Yep. Interesting. Okay. I respect that. That. So what came after the Ahsoka news?
Skeleton Crew. We didn't get much from this. We just got it's going to take place during the New Republic, and we also got a couple first looks. I believe they were just. I don't know if this was like an exclusive trailer that they showed or just some images that they were tossing around. But we saw first looks of Jude Law, and we also
I saw a still of Jude Law.
Yeah, and we also figured out that they began wrapping up filming yesterday.
Yeah, so that's pretty quick turnaround time. Definitely, because I believe we found out about this project for the first time at Star Wars Celebration, mm-hmm. Which was in May. So that's just
it's not
some rapid time right there. That's a fast turnaround time, which they know what they're doing. I guess.
So John definitely knows what he's doing.
Yeah, and that's what Favreau said, right? He mm-hmm. said that he pulled him into the Star Wars universe after working with him on the Spider-Man films, and that's how that connection began. And obviously, the pieces have been put in place. I'm not necessarily worried that it had such a quick turnaround time.
no.
Like, I don't think that's anything to be worried about. I imagine that we'll still get some reshoots, but yeah, I'm excited to see like a different we have all these spin-off Star Wars movies that are like on the horizon, right? We have another Rian Johnson trilogy unknown. We have a Taika film unknown. We have a Kevin Feige film supposedly unknown, right? And these are all maybe not like Skywalker stories or
Right.
Skywalker saga stories. And so this is kind of going to be the first one of that. And I'm interested to see where it goes. I mean, I think a lot of fans that maybe aren't as diehard Star Wars fans are like, okay, there's a lot of really cool stuff happening in this very massive universe, and yet we're always on this desert planet with these like darn Skywalker people. And I think that's an okay feeling to have. And I think there's a lot of merit in that. There's a lot of very cool Star Wars stories that happen non-parallel to the Skywalker family, and just check out the extended universe of books if you're curious about that. But I'm excited for this foray, and I'm very excited to see what John Watts has to offer.
Definitely, I agree 100%. So with all that, we now got Mandalorian, Pedro Pascal. He had the crowd rolling, of course. That is set to release in 2023. We don't have an exact date for that yet. They did do a teaser trailer for us. I will be actually doing a reaction to that later tonight. I chose not to watch it. I'm going to save myself for that reaction video so you guys get the full raw experience.
So we are not going to cover that then right now, guys. I'm not going to say anything. I did see the trailer. It was amazing. I'm not going to say anything, but look to the Agents of Fandom YouTube channel tonight for the cameraman Duran himself, the live reaction that'll be up tonight on the Agents of Fandom YouTube channel. Go like, subscribe, comment, share that, give it some love.
Heck yeah.
And that's all for Star Wars, right?
Yeah, that about wraps it up for Star Wars. Yep.
Okay, so then we got the Willow trailer and the Indiana Jones 5 trailer, and then Feige comes out and blows us away. How did he start, Jaiden?
Of course. So he started with we started with Wakanda Forever. We got new trailer footage. We did not see it, but the people at
we did not get new trailer footage, but
D23
people somewhere got trailer footage, and it was crazy. I heard, right?
A lot of people were really digging. We got more Namor footage, and they were saying it's a showcasing of his strength that we didn't get to see in the initial trailer. We got more M'Baku. We got a lot of different Shuri takes, so that is my most anticipated movie right now. I'm so hyped.
Yeah,
so hyped.
There's a lot of when that first trailer released at Comic-Con, like it just blew me away. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of reasons for this to be number one on our list, right? There's obviously the late great Chadwick Boseman, and then there was tons and tons of behind the scenes production drama. Multiple story rewrites, and now here we are finally, and the trailer was a thing of beauty. Dare I say perfection. One of my favorite trailers, if not my favorite movie trailer of all time. So very anticipated, and I believe Feige said that this is to date the biggest thing that they have done.
Yes, he did say that.
It's going to be Black Panther Wakanda Forever. So that's talking Infinity Game. Infinity War Endgame. Yeah.
Thank
you. Oh my God, my brain just turned off for a cool second there. Yes, but biggest yet. So I'm excited. I know there was some haters in the grass talking some smack about my man. my man who's showing his strength today in the trailers, Namor. So I'm excited for more footage of that to come out in the future and push back on that and show that you don't necessarily have to be toned to be a strong, handsome gentleman. I'm not going to name names, but we'll move on from that. Anything? Do we have anything else to cover from that presentation?
No, but they did get new footage of Riri, which kind of segues into the Ironheart section of this whole panel, where they explain it as the battle between magic and tech. That is the biggest thing that we kind of got from this. We, again, did not get to see anything from this besides the logo and, some footages of the actual panel itself. But listen, magic against tech, that is a battle I will always love to see.
Yeah, I could not agree more. And I'm excited to see this Hood character, and I'm excited to meet Riri Williams because the concept art, the pictures of the suits and everything we've seen just looks incredible.
Yeah, incredible.
I am jealous that we don't get to see any footage from this, but we did get some footage today. We did get a little bit of footage from some stuff, but we'll get to that later. What do we have next, Jaiden?
Sorry, we also got some footage of Anthony Ramos as the Hood.
Oh, and he spoke, did he not?
Yeah, yep. He
on stage?
He talked about his character a little bit. He talked about him, taking in misfits and kind of making them the best versions of themselves, how to get to the top kind of thing, which I can see. It almost seems like he's doing like an anti-hero kind of vibe for, potential future projects.
Yeah, that's an interesting angle. Mm-hmm. I'm excited to see it. I think that's going to be a fun show. I think that's going to be a really, really fun show. But I also think that's going to have stronger implications for the overall MCU.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Speaking of larger implications for the MCU, next up was AntMan 3, AntMan Quantumania. Paul Rudd and Jonathan Majors were on stage for this, and it was a riot. I think they also got footage that we did not get to see. Of course, again, I love that, seriously. But we do know that this now links, like this is the start, and it is a direct link right into the Kang Dynasty. Like this, like everything from this movie forward is a direct line to the Kang Dynasty, which is super exciting.
Interesting. See, this, for whatever reason, I didn't see much information from this panel. Maybe we fumbled or something was going on, but I didn't see much information from this panel. I did see, however, that Paul Rudd got introduced as the sexiest man alive.
Yes. So, there's a lot of
if there's one piece of information you need to take away from this panel, it is that Paul Rudd was introduced as the sexiest man alive.
Yep. And of course, Jonathan Majors being the absolute cooling presence that he is. Love to see that. I am so excited to see him as Kang. A lot of people were like, I think they actually saw footages of him in his actual like Kang suit or armor or whatever you would call it. And that is what I'm super excited to see.
And if I'm not mistaken, we got more footage of, well, not we, again, not we, but they got more footage of Jonathan Majors as Kang in Loki season 2.
I believe so. Yes. Yep.
Yeah, that was something else. A lot of stuff was announced from that. They got footage. I believe I saw Eric Voss from New Rockstars tweeted out that Ki Hee Kwan from Everything Everywhere All at Once is going to be an archivist for the TVA in season 2. And Loki was like chiseling away at some kind of mural inside the TVA, and it revealed like a variant face of Kang. So a lot of really cool footage from that was revealed. I think that show is going to be a banger.
Definitely.
Loki season 1 remains high on my list of MCU shows. That was initially my favorite out of the first group that was released. And I'm excited for this to build on that. Excited to see more Owen Wilson. Obviously Tom Hiddleston.
I want to see Mobius get on his jet ski.
Oh, we have to. We have to. Was anything else from Loki season 2 released that I missed?
Loki season 2, no, not much. It just said that it connects the entire multiverse saga. So this show alone will like be I don't want to call it like the pivotal point for the multiverse saga, but it definitely connects everything that we are seeing.
So it's going to be essentially what we thought Multiverse of Madness was going to be.
Yes, exactly. Yep.
Okay, good. Well, can't wait for that. What's next?
So again, not much from this one that we really got besides a trailer for Secret Invasion. We got a lot of great looks at Nick Fury's new look.
So did you wait before you go on? Did you watch this trailer, or are you going to be reacting to it?
I did.
You did watch this
I'm gonna
trailer.
do a reaction to it just because I want to get a reaction for every video that we got up. But I didn't watch Mando just because I love Mando so much. I want to like actually feel that. But yeah, I did watch this one. Yes.
Okay, and what were your thoughts for like spoiler-free thoughts? Give me like a rating out of 10 right now. What you thought the trailer was?
Rating out of 10. Okay, I would give it a 7 out of 10.
I was thinking 7 out of 10 as well. It was like it didn't give us a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
But it gave us dark teases. Obviously, it's so good to see Samuel L. Jackson back as Nick Fury. It feels like it's been forever. This feels like our main link back to like the main original phase of Marvel, and to have that back is very exciting. We got our first looks at Emilia Clarke, at Benedict Kingsley, who was announced to be in the show by Marvel press releases, and then that was announced to be a mistake, and then now obviously we see that it was indeed not a mistake. So that's a fun little tidbit there, and I believe a still of Olivia Colman as well.
Yes, yep, we did get one of those. Yep, yeah, we got a lot of this stuff on our Twitter as well. So if you haven't checked this out, we have a whole thread going through different stills, different trailers that released today. So if you haven't checked any of these out, go ahead and do that. Because it was a great time. Again, they did really well today.
By the way, if you're listening right now and you haven't followed the Agents of Fandom socials, what are you doing? Go follow the Agents of Fandom socials. Agents Fandom, at Agents Fandom on Twitter, at Agents of Fandom, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, everywhere else. Go follow us. We've got the young guns out busting out the content lately.
Yeah,
we got Layla and CJ they were throwing it back on the Twitter. You obviously have been holding the TikTok down for a good bit now, growing us past 4,000 followers. So thank you for that. Our director of video content. Cheers to you. We appreciate that. But yeah, go follow us, and you can see all these things that we're talking about. You can watch these trailers if you have not seen them yet. And then, of course, check out our YouTube later tonight so you can see this guy reacting to the trailers live.
Heck yeah, dude.
What's next?
Fantastic Four. We only got the director confirmed, which we kind of already knew. Matt Shakman, he directed the WandaVision series. I know we kind of already knew this, but I'm just going to reiterate it. I'm excited for this. I think WandaVision was a really, really good series. And I think he did very well. And I think he's going to do very well for Fantastic Four.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a W casting for sure. I think it's going to have the right amount of comedy, right amount of punch, and obviously there's a lot riding on this. So, and a lot of us thought we were going to be getting some casting news. So a little bit disappointing there. Like, obviously there was a shit ton of information that came out today. It's not to be ungrateful, but there were, heavy rumors of a lot of, a game-changing D23 happening. And I didn't see that today. Not to be, I'm so happy with the content we got. We're going to have a lot to talk about for a lot of weeks. But I don't think it lived up to the hype. But let's move on. Let's stop talking about this because I don't want to seem like a negative Nancy. I'm not. I'm still reeling out of all the stuff we got today. And you know what? Something I want to announce. I'm going to take the pressure off of you. It's pretty wild to me that as we're recording this, September 10th, 2022, and we've known about this project for months, months, and months and months, a long time. And we've known a couple things about this project. We've known, some castings that were going to be involved. I believe we had a director, and no official announcement until today, September 10th, less than a month before release. And I don't know how often this happens. I can't think of a time that this has really happened before in recent memory, where they just first announce a project a month before its release. But we're getting Werewolf by Night on October 7th, 2022. Finally announced.
It exists.
And a trailer came with it. Did you watch that trailer? Or will you be reacting to it live on our YouTube tonight?
I'm going to react to that live, yeah. Because that's a literally just out of nowhere kind of thing. I had a feeling we were going to get it, but either way, it's still like, whoa, that's like a thing that's really happening. Okay, let's do this.
I'm going to say nothing to spoil you, but I don't want to leave our fans without a tease.
Yeah, no, go ahead, definitely, yeah.
So go to our socials, find that thread, and go watch the trailer. But we have a couple horror specialists on the Agents of Fandom staff, and I think that they are going to have a field day with this project because it is so stylized. It's intense looking, and it's going to be, dare I say it, a fucking blast. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to give you any more because I want you to have just a genuine reaction tonight for our YouTube channel. But
there were a couple.
I was a big fan of that trailer.
Yeah, there were a couple things that, like some images that like floated onto my feed that I saw already. So I guess we can talk about them. The first look at Man thing, that's really exciting because he was rumored to be in it, wasn't he? Or is that like a new thing?
I believe. No, I believe he was rumored to be in it. Right. This is a confirmation and a first official image. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that this is not the first time we're getting Man-Thing in the MCU.
Really?
I believe he is on the Champion Tower in Sakaar.
Is that now that you bring? I know what you're talking about.
I think so. If I'm wrong, shout me out on Twitter. Let me know. Let's have a conversation about it. Educate me. But I believe so, and I'm excited for a Halloween special. Like when we first started this podcast, TJ and I we were talking about Hawkeye with Mr. Liam Crowley, who at the time was with the Direct, but now has moved on to comicbook.com. It's such a pleasure to watch his career blossom. But we were talking about Hawkeye, and I said I'm excited to have like a really true Christmas property in the MCU. And obviously, if you know anything about Liam, you know that he flamed me because he is a massive Iron Man 3 fan. And of course, there's Christmas vibes. Christmas vibes in Iron Man 3 if you want me to admit it. But I stand by my statement, a true Christmas property in Hawkeye. And that's what we're going to be getting in Werewolf by Night for Halloween. And I'm an October baby. I'm a big Halloween guy. That's my holiday. Mm-hmm. So I'm pretty excited.
They're also bringing back, I did see this because, again, all these images, they're bringing back the black and white in the MCU. We kind of first saw that with WandaVision, which I loved. I thought it looked really cool, the whole sitcom vibe. But this black and white horror stuff this is like next level MCU stuff. Like I am so excited for that aspect of it. Just the visuals, I think is going to be really cool.
Yeah, I didn't want to dive too much into that because I wanted you to kind of really soak it in on your watch. But obviously you've seen the stills, so you know that. Yeah. But truly, it's a different vibe in the still than you get when watching it. It's a really fun trailer to watch. Right, it's a really fun trailer to watch. Yeah, absolutely. Did we get any other trailers today?
I'm trying to think.
Officially,
I don't think so. Oh, Armor Wars. We did get stuff for Armor Wars. Now, I believe at the San Diego Comic-Con, there was no Armor Wars on the time,
Not a
right?
single, not a single mention,
Yeah,
not a logo on the timeline. They did it. They did it dirty, and we have some friends over at the streamer. Our friend Britt Gorman, Britt Crowley, if you ask TJ, but she is a she is a big Armor Wars supporter, and she was having a rough day when no announcement, no sighting. Things were looking doom and gloom, but today, I believe she was at D23 today, actually.
really,
So she got to be there for the
that's awesome.
announcement that we are getting Armor Wars. It will be a continuation of Secret Invasion,
Yeah,
if I'm
yeah, it'll
not
pick up
mistaken.
right at the end of Secret Invasion.
Direct continuation, yeah. And we got a new logo as well, which in my opinion is much better.
Yep. Yeah, it begins.
I
Go ahead. You're good.
I think they need to hire our man Ruben over there to polish off their first look logos before they move on to their second. Because obviously, She-Hulk had the same thing, and now we got a more polished logo. It looks great. Marvel Zombies, if you're listening, change that shit now, please. I hate
Ruben.
it. It hurts me. It hurts me. But yeah, we got some news on Armor Wars. Tell us about that, Jaiden.
Yeah, so it starts filming in next year, actually, and it's 6 episodes. Like the typical series that we've been getting. So yeah, Don Cheadle will be in it. We knew that. But other than that, that's pretty much all we got.
And we got our first look at Don Cheadle in Secret Invasion.
Yes, yep.
Looking fly as hell.
Of course.
Love to see that.
All right.
What's next, buddy?
Next up, we got Echo. Filming has wrapped, and we, again, did not get any footage of this. However, the people at the expo did, and we're getting this whole Kingpin is alive. He is in this footage, and he has an eye patch.
He's eyeless, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. A lot of fun stuff to come out of this panel, if I remember correctly. I believe I saw a video of Kevin Feige teaching the audience how to clap in ASL, and the entire cast learned ASL for this production, which is just amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Furthering the push of representation in phase 4 and beyond. And this show is gonna be exciting. We're getting our tracksuit mafia bros back, bro. Do you know how exciting that is for us over here at Agents of Fandom? That means we're gonna be giving our buddy, one of our very first interviews, Carlos Navarro, call back to come back and chat with us on the Agents of Fandom podcast, because that's our origins, baby, and they're coming back. One of the best parts of Hawkeye. What are your thoughts on that?
My thoughts are they're back, bro. And
they're back, bro.
I love them. I think they were a ton of fun in Hawkeye, and I think they're gonna bring that same energy into Echo, and I'm all for it, 100%.
Yeah. What's your most exciting part of Echo that you're looking forward to?
Well, I really am looking forward to see more Echo. I feel like she performed awesome in Hawkeye, and to kind of dive deep into that character and to dive deep into her Native American culture, which they also said they're going to be looking into in this series, and her connections with Kingpin. I think that's going to be just not even just another level to her, but another level to Kingpin that we were not exposed to in the previous Daredevil series. So that's really exciting.
Yeah, I can't wait for the show. And are we going to get any Matt Murdock in the show, do you think? Or is that...
I think we do know.
I think it's rumored. It's
either
is it confirmed?
I don't know if it's confirmed. I know it was at least rumored that he's going to be in the show. He wasn't on stage for that panel. However, he was in the following section with the Daredevil Born Again panel. Kingpin or Vincent D'Onofrio stayed on the stage for this one. And they actually changed up the logo, and they finally,
Yeah, that's what I was
yes,
gonna say. The only thing I know about this panel is the new logo,
yes,
and it looks fire.
fantastic, absolutely. Yeah, no, I'm really excited that they were able to show us the, the iconic, symbol for Daredevil. We learned that it's going to begin filming next year. We didn't get any kind of, images or anything because it's not even filming yet. However, they did get, they, as in the the expo people, they actually got footage of Charlie Cox's Daredevil and She-Hulk. So that's
Wow.
exciting. And apparently they're getting real flirty. So if we see some, I mean, hey, listen, I would personally love that so much.
Yeah, I mean, I think it has to happen at this
Oh
point.
yeah.
We need that spice. Jen needs that spice.
Mm-hmm.
Matt needs that spice. I mean, come on now, come on now. And Jaiden, that logo. I want to go back to that for a second,
Mm-hmm.
real quick. That means a lot to you, doesn't it?
It does. It does. I have it on my chest. I have it on my
I know.
lot.
I was gonna ask if we could get a little, a little peeky poo for the
Heck
audience.
yeah, look at this. Daredevil, baby.
So everyone, Daredevil Born Again. This is what the new logo looks like.
Seriously.
And a Jaiden Titty cameo,
Absolutely.
which now no episode of Agents of Fandom will be complete without.
Of course. Of course. First episode.
So moving on from that,
Yeah, so then
what do we have next?
we have Captain America 4, also with a new logo. We actually got pretty exciting news from this one.
We got a lot of news from this
Seriously.
one.
So Isaiah Bradley will return. We got some footage, not we. We'll be introduced to a new character, a new hero. I don't know if it's hero or a villain. Her name is Sabra. Apparently,
And Sabra, I believe, is a mutant in
yes,
the comics.
yes. I was gonna say that was my next thing. Yeah, apparently she's a mutant. So now we're kind of getting all these little mutant mixes into the MCU. X-Men, where you at? We also got some footage of Joaquin Torres to become Falcon, like for sure this time.
The new Falcon, right?
Yeah, we know this is happening. But also,
which is big news for Danny after coming on the heels of Top Gun Maverick being, you know, one of the biggest movies of all time, and you know, having a supporting role in Falcon and the Winter Soldier immediately before that. This is just a massive summer for Mr. Danny Ramirez.
Yeah, he's loving it. I'm loving it for him.
Much deserved. Much deserved. Absolutely. I cannot wait to see where he goes and where he takes that character. And there's more stuff that was announced from this movie.
There's some big stuff that was announced from this movie, and it kind of goes alongside with some of the She-Hulk stuff we got going on. Tim Blake Nelson will be returning as the leader, as the main villain in this movie. Now, if you don't know who the leader is, he was an antagonist in the Incredible Hulk film. He is also an antagonist in the comics for the Hulks, period. He's always coming after the Hulk family. So this is huge. And Garrett, I'm going to toss it to you, but I love this. I love that we're getting all these Incredible Hulk nods back into the MCU. It kind of just, you know, with like the Netflix stuff and everything that we've been getting back into the MCU to interact with everybody else is just, it's amazing. I love it.
Yeah, and the Incredible Hulk is like the forgotten child of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, right? I mean, if you haven't gone back to rewatch it yet because of She-Hulk, now is the time, because the leader is returning. And if you had this on your bingo card, you didn't. I guarantee you. But what an exciting twist! And I think this movie is going to be. It needs to be big, right? Because Sam needs to. They need to give him a good. Like, people are. There's all this drama that's going on about this mantle change, right? So they need to stick this landing. And this is a good way to begin that. I mean, the leader is gamma powered, smart Hulk. I guess you would say he's not as like not really a hulky Hulk, but he's a
Big brain Hulk.
yeah, like a MODOK Hulk. I don't know. There's like a it's hard to describe, but Tim Blake Nelson is going to do a great job. I'm excited to
Definitely.
see like the continuation of that.
Definitely. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be rewatching The Incredible Hulk probably this week. So I'm
Yeah, maybe we'll do an Agents of Fandom
watch
like
party.
watch along or
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
think that'd be
yeah, that would be cool.
because I feel like a lot of people haven't rewatched that
Yeah,
movie. Honestly, it's been years since I've rewatched that movie,
yeah, I haven't
so
seen it in a while. Yeah,
it's due. We're due.
absolutely. Okay, so speaking of this, actually coincides with some of the rumors that we've been hearing with like in the She-Hulk with whoever's trying to take Jen's blood. There was, some ideas of the leader being tossed around, some Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin being tossed around. There was some Thunderbolts stuff being tossed around, and today we have been shown the team. We have been shown the lineup for the Thunderbolts. And
And who's on it, buddy? Tell us.
it's sick. So we got Yelena, we got Bucky, Red Guardian, Taskmaster, Ghost, and US Agent. And of course, there's Val, but those are the big team players for the Thunderbolts. What do you think about that?
I think it's super exciting that we, got this official announcement. I believe Kevin announced them as heroes on
Mm-hmm.
the stage. So that's going to be fun to see where that goes. Um, it's interesting, right? Because I think not a lot of people maybe had Red Guardian on the list.
Mm-hmm.
And then a lot of people had Baron Zemo on the list, and he's missing. I love the team. I'm not convinced that this is the team. I think, Kevin Feige had previously said there's members of the team that haven't been introduced yet. I expect this to have a lot of evolution moving forward.
I
But
almost
man,
feel like it's going to be somewhat of like the Suicide Squad in a way, where it's like the team, like the Thunderbolts is the Thunderbolts, but like who's on the Thunderbolts will kind of just interchange. You know what I mean? Like how we had the Suicide Squad, the first one with Deadshot and all these people, and then we have King Shark and all these different characters on the new team. You know what I mean? So I feel like something like that could. I mean, I don't think they're all going to die, but
yeah, no,
yeah,
I think that this team stays, but like there's more that gets added to it.
yeah, no, I see what
Is
you're saying.
kind of what I mean by that. Like unless like the only people I could really see leaving are like Bucky and Yelena,
Right?
but
Yeah,
other than that, like that court, like what else are they going to be doing in the MCU, right? So
that's true.
I think it makes sense to keep that group and then add to it with who knows. But I'm excited, and I think if you want to find out, you should go to agentsoffandom.com and check out Jaiden's theory article on maybe one of those members will be popping up in an episode of She-Hulk in the future. But who knows?
And last but certainly not least, we got some stuff on the Marvels. We did not get to see any of the footage, but one of the big things that I found to be really cool about this is that Monica will be getting trained essentially by Nick Fury, which is
Really?
pretty dope.
I did not hear that.
Yeah, he's going to be training Monica Rambeau. I don't know if he's training her with her newfound powers or just like, how to really take lead. I don't know how that's going to look exactly, but that's really exciting. Very exciting.
So that means that somewhere between Secret Invasion and the Marvels, she has got to interact with Nick Fury at some point. And like
Well,
that's got to be
at the end of WandaVision, if you recall, I think there was a post-credit scene. A Skrull came and picked her up.
yes,
So
indeed.
I don't know. I believe Nick Fury sent for her. I believe that's where she
And
went. Yeah. So
do we think? I guess what I'm getting at is, do we think we're going to be seeing her in Secret Invasion?
oh yeah, I believe we are.
Yeah,
I don't
I think
I don't
that's
know if it'll be like, a long thing, but I think she'll definitely at least be a cameo, at least.
so. I hadn't heard that news, but the news that I did hear was that it's gonna follow the three heroes of Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel, and Monica Rambeau, Spectrum, Photon, whatever you want to call her, as they flip flop between each other, as we saw in the post credit scene of Miss Marvel, like using their powers makes them switch into like one of the other two,
Hmm.
and so they're all dealing with their own problems, but then when they have to use their powers to solve the problem, they like body swap into someone else. And
Hmm.
now they have to deal with like that person's problem. So they all have to help each other deal with each other's problems to fix the movie. So I'm curious what links them, like what happens to link these three to where if they use their powers, they like interchange bodies. And are we going to get some tease of that moving forward, since the relationship between Monica and Nick Fury is going to be further explored, and we know we're about to see Nick Fury coming up in some future projects?
That isn't, I didn't know all of that. That's interesting. That's going to be really cool. That's a cool concept.
Yeah, that's a very cool concept, right? When I heard that, I was like, that's a very comic book concept.
Yeah,
Like, if you told me that Marvel was releasing a 17 issue comic book run in 3 months called The Marvels, and that was the premise of it, like, I think that could be one of the next big, like, comic runs
definitely.
that people talk about, like a Secret Wars or a Civil War, or something like that. So I think that that's an incredible concept, and hopefully enough to excite some people who maybe weren't that excited about the project going like beforehand, because I
Yeah.
know Captain Marvel is not the best received movie in the MCU. I personally don't have a problem with it, but I know some people still want a little more from Carol. So hopefully this is enough to bridge that gap between those fans and the people like me who are satisfied.
Yeah, I think it will. I think cuz Brie even was talking about how she recognizes those kind of things from her first movie, and she really wanted to kind of push forward in this next one and really bring something to the table that she felt she didn't in the first movie. So that's really exciting. I know she's going to kill it. I feel like she killed it in the first one, but of course, it is what it is. People are always going to have something to say.
Always gonna have something to say, and we're gonna always have something to say right back
Exactly.
on
Yep.
Agents of Fandom. Excited for more Amon Villani,
Yeah,
and
definitely. I want Miss Blunt.
it was fun to see the cast on stage
Hmm.
together at D23, and boy, what a slate! What a slate
Definitely.
from Marvel and from Lucasfilm. It's there's going to be a lot to talk about in the coming weeks, and stay tuned to agentsoffandom.com for all the articles, the news, the reviews, the editorials, all that about this stuff, because man, the staff has been churning behind the scenes. They've been really TJ and I have been very busy lately with our lives, and it's incredibly comforting and inspiring to see the team that has come together in our stead. And I was telling Emma, who hosts the Ticket to Reality podcast with us, and she's also our managing editor at agentsofandom.com, that I gave this analogy to her, that it was like TJ and I were like newborn parents, right? And we were going out on like our first date night since we had the baby. And we left the baby with the babysitter for the first time, and we're super, super nervous. But we came home after the date, and like the baby was sound asleep, no problems. The babysitter cleaned our house. It was just like an exceptional, like that's how it feels right now, on the top of Agents of Fandom. So it's just it's an incredible feeling. Shout out to the team. Shout out to you, Jaiden, for helping conduct those dots and making everything work. Shout out to Layla. Shout out to CJ for holding it down on the Twitter threads. I feel like a proud dad right now.
Dude, it's all love. Like I love Agents of Phantom. I love the people that I work with, and when it's like that, it doesn't even feel like work. It just feels like we're hanging out, like we're having a good time. Like of course, we'll be sitting here. Like I sat here literally in this chair for the last 3 hours, just scrolling and writing all this stuff down and getting all this stuff ready for TikTok. Because the TikTok is about to go off. Be sure to check those out in the next couple of weeks because I have so much content lined up. It's going to be insane. But yeah, no, it's been a ton of fun, and I feel like everybody that works with us is just really coming into their own and becoming like a real AOF agent. It's crazy.
Yeah, I could not agree more. And man, if you're not listening, if you're not following, you're missing out because we're growing an empire, a community of loving, dedicated, positive friends who want to nurture and grow and build each other. And yeah, like you said, it makes you happy to come to work every day. It's not really work; it's just hanging out with your friends.
Definitely.
And that's what we do with you guys. So I appreciate you hanging out and listening and just being our friend. And be sure to stay tuned because we will be covering She-Hulk episode 5 this week with TJ will be back, and we'll be with Emma and Lee Swift, our co-host of the Ticket to Reality podcasts. If you're following along on YouTube, make sure to hit the like button, leave a comment, subscribe, share the video with your friends and family, let everyone know, invite them to our community. We appreciate it. If you haven't already, go to the agentsoffandom.com, click on the store tab, check out that merch because it's fire. And
Great.
it's hot outside. It's hot outside in California. You got to have a nice short sleeve shirt to go out and rep your fandom in. And we've got the perfect things for that on the Agents of Fandom store. And while you're on the agentsoffandom.com website, you can check out the articles by Jaiden, TJ, CJ, all the J's. And and of course, I would be remiss to point this out, but go to the Agents of Fandom YouTube channel and check out the interview of the Barbarian director with Isaac Joel, one of our entertainment stewards here and our resident filmmaker, did an incredible job. So go check that out. And I'm going to shut up now because I've just thrown a lot at you, and I don't like to do that. So go enjoy the rest of your day, and thanks for stopping by. Peace.
See you guys later.